Oral tradition as a way of romanticizing our history. We gathered from locals that snowboarding here dates back roughly 300 years. Some origin stories have religious ties, others spoke of random chance or necessity. Whatever actually happened, a movement was born, and the people of Petran created a reality all their own. As I flip through an endless scroll of images on my phone, I'm reminded of all the places I've visited, people I've met, and stories I've heard along the way. Modern technologies have made this world seem so accessible, and its people seemingly more connected than ever. It's been this way for so long that it makes me wonder if there's anything left to discover, if there are any stories left untold. When I mentioned our destination to family and friends, I received a lot of the same questions. The idea that there's snow in this part of the world was hard to grasp. It didn't help that I couldn't offer more details, because in reality we were just winging it, relying on a single connection to a guy named Ishmael who I met via Facebook. So here we are, Turkey. To unravel the mystery linked to the genesis of snowboarding. The tale of a mythical snowboard culture passionate about riding and making turns just as we are some 6,500 miles away. Could this be the original snowboard? I liken it to the ancient surfboards known as Elias, only this culture's equipment and styles seem to have no direct influence on modern snowboarding. This guy is named Hazir. He grew up here in Petran, a small logging community in the foothills of the Kachkar mountains. He owns a small hardware store and leads a pretty simple life. Aside from his efforts to preserve an ancient board riding tradition unique to his hometown, he's just a regular guy. How the Petran board came to be may always be a mystery. As Hazir remembers it, there was once a young boy who was tasked with cleaning his father's prayer mat. The boy had done this chore so many times over the years that it became redundant. So one time, instead of scrubbing the board with his hands like he usually would, he used his feet and pushed it around in the snow. Something clicked, and he realized that with the right slope, he could glide on the snow with the prayer mat beneath his feet. They call the boards uzme tatasa, which simply means a plank that slides and floats. The design is primitive compared to what I'm used to, but beautiful in its simplicity. Aside from the steam-bending component, the boards can be built in a matter of minutes. All you have to do is hammer a few planks of wood together with finishing nails, rub some cow fat on the bottom, and go ride.
know. Going to be the one who told you to go. Step to the west 100 miles, but you can't go nowhere if you're too old. A child, a child, a child, a child.
Here. Okay.
I read.
Yeah. That's Dübe Olgunlar. Which one is very popular? Washington, Port Orange, the other Apple.
Apple, yeah.
Over the years, I've found that a little bit of optimism can and will get you into some interesting situations when traveling off the beaten path.
Nice work.
I wonder sometimes if I've become dangerously comfortable with the feeling of voluntarily getting into an old vehicle piloted by a total stranger who doesn't speak English. In this case, we're riding on the outside of a snowcat after being smoked out of the cabin by an exhaust leak. You basically have no idea where you're going or how long it will take you to get there. It's all just part of the experience. Some of my best memories from being a kid are staying out in the snow late into the night. I'd set up jumps off the back of snowbanks and keep hitting it until my mom dragged me inside. Azir told us as kids they were the same. It wasn't always acceptable to ride the Petron boards. The adults said it was distracting them from their schoolwork and chores. And sometimes they would confiscate or break their boards as punishment. But when they could go ride, they would stay out as long as they had energy to hike, sunlight or not.
older I get and the more people I meet like you, the younger I feel and the more I feel like I have a longevity in this life.
Bu tip enerjiye sahip daha yaşlı kişilerle
As I tell you the story of Petran, I'm having a bit of a journalistic dilemma. I'm not sure if it's right to expose this isolated culture that's practically ungoogleable. Azir assured me that our presence is valuable, and what we create may help his culture live on. He says the youth is so caught up in social media and popular entertainment culture that they're simply not excited about Petran boarding's cultural significance. I'm told they don't care to learn the craftsmanship, and as soon as they're old enough, most of them will move to the city. Azir would like to see his son share this passion and pass it on to his children. He's meeting with local government, pitching festivals and workshops to keep the youth involved in Petran boarding. But when we asked him how that was going, his cache of optimism seemed to be all but dried up. He expressed to us how the world is changing, how life isn't as simple as it used to be. When I boil it all down, the feeling that resonates is the universal language of shared experience. The uninhibited kindness of the Turkish people that welcomed us into their homes for tea and pulled us into their circles to dance with nothing but smiles and nods to communicate.
Your name? Nick, my name's Sabri.
And the people like Azir, the stewards of cultural arts, activities, and simple ways of life bound to nature. After all, it's impossible to experience the peak before you've explored the foothills. How often do you get the chance to step back in time and experience a culture practically unchanged for hundreds of years? While it's not snowboarding as we know it, the feeling's the same. What's between you and the snow doesn't matter. The goal is to feel the glide, and the rest is up to your imagination. Like Jerry says, surf is where you find it.
Dunka taka tak, dunka taka tak, dunka taka tak, dunka taka tak, dunka taka